Hey guys, George at SoundTraxx here. This week we're going to talk a little bit about whistle signals. Now, whistle signals are successions of long and short blasts of the whistle so that the ground crew and other people on the train could know what was about to happen. So today we're going to dive a little deeper into some of the different whistle signals that you can use on your railroad and how you can unlock more operational fun. Because after all, blowing the whistle is part of the fun of running model trains. So let's get started. Now, back in the days of the steam locomotives, early on, there was whistle signals that were derived to tell everybody what's about to happen. Now, of course, in the early days of steam, even predating this locomotive here in front of me, they didn't have radio communication to talk to each other. So the whistle, being the loudest part of the locomotive, was used for communication. And so when we built our decoders, we built a long whistle and a short whistle. Now, the reason we do this is because some of our DCC systems that are out there cannot reliably produce that short, crisp whistle that we want to try. Part of that has to do with as much of the DCC traffic that's on there that causes delays in your response. And so when you press the whistle button and release it instantly, it still takes a few seconds for that command to get generated and sent through the system. So because of that, we wanted to make sure that you had the proper way to be able to communicate those long and short blasts of the whistle. So right here today I have locomotive 41 here in front of me. You guys may remember this is a battery-powered ON3 model. And right now I've just got it on mute, so we're going to go ahead and unmute. Now it's blowing off the safety valve, so we'll wait a second until it's done so you can hear me better. And we're done. So sitting here with the mute button on, all the sounds still function in the background. So with that, the fireman got the boiler a little hot, and so that safety valve popped off. One of the other little fun features in the Tsunami and Blue Nami decoders. So today we're using a Blue Nami, and I'm using the iPad here in front of me, and you guys can see the screen here behind me on one of the sides on your video monitor there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and blow the long whistle. And that will play as long as I hold the button down. If I do a quick, you still get a short blast, but still has a different ring to it. Now when I press the F3, when I turn the F3 button on and off, it creates its own special short recording of that particular whistle. So I'm going to do that now. And you can see how much faster that short whistle blast is. So much so that we can have a little fun playing the whistle. But the idea is that now you can get that crisp, short blast of the whistle whenever you're wanting to communicate. So now on your screen, you should see a list of some of the basic whistle signals that you're going to see on a normal operating schedule. So first off, you have two long blasts of the whistle, and a long blast is designated by the dash, and a short blast is designated by the circle or the O. And so here you see two long blasts indicate that a locomotive, when sitting still, is about to move forward. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we blast our whistle. Now everybody knows we're about to move. So now we turn on our bell to start warning everybody, and we start to increase the throttle. And now we start moving in the forward direction. We turn our bell off. And then we would normally be getting on our way. Now the same thing is we come to a stop. Now if we're going to be moving in the reverse direction, we're actually going to blast 3 short blasts. Again, looking at our chart, you see that when we're stopped, 3 short blasts of the whistle indicate that we're about to move in reverse. So I can do that with my Blue Nami here. Now that tells everybody we're about to move in reverse. So now I go ahead and ring my bell to warn everybody. And then I increase my throttle and my locomotive starts to move. Now while we're moving, when we come to a stop, we can tell everybody that we're stopped and brakes are set by 1 short blast of the whistle. And that lets everybody know that my brakes are set, so now they can get off the locomotive safely or off the train safely without having to worry about it rolling or moving on them while they're trying to disembark the locomotive or the passenger cars behind. Now, some of the other whistle signals you can see here in the screen may have been derived from different meanings and purposes. So, for example, here you can see one long blast of the whistle is used when you're moving to tell that you're approaching a station. Now, this may be a depot, a station stop, or a mile marker particular that the locomotives would normally stop and get new orders, things like that. So you can blast that. Now, the other one I'm going to talk about is here when you're moving, you can see that 3 short blasts while moving means that we're preparing to make a stop. So over the years, these signals were combined, and so now looking here, you can also see that calling the flagman to protect the rear of the train is a combination of a single blast of the whistle, saying that we're approaching a station or a stop, and then the 3 short blasts says that we are going to stop. So in that case, the flagman hears this, and now he knows that we're about to make a stop. So he starts getting his gear ready to go so that when the train comes to a stop, he can get down and start that mile-long walk behind the train to protect against any coming traffic, to let them know, hey, we've got a train stopped ahead. Now, these are just a few of the signals that you can implement into your railroading to help you give a little bit more experience and a little bit more fun in running your trains. After all, again, we like blowing that whistle, don't we? So now it gives you some more reasons. Now, one last one I'm going to point out is one I'm sure you guys are all familiar with, and that's the grade crossing. This is the long, long, short, long blast of the whistle. Now, we can do this manually. Or there's a grade crossing button that you can press that would then play the grade crossing sound. Personally, I find it a little more fun to do it myself, but that option does exist in there. And also you have the ability to automatically play certain whistle signals, such as about to move forward, about to move in reverse, and stopped, that you can set up in your Tsunami 2 that can automatically play so you don't have to remember to push the buttons. So all of these things are discussed more in detail in our user's guide, and also we've done some videos on these in the past, so be sure to check those out as well. So for that, this is all we got for us today. We appreciate you guys watching. And if you would, please comment below. You know, help us help you. If you have questions, need any assistance, give us a comment down in the comment section below, and we'll be happy to help answer any questions. Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you can be notified every time we make new content just like this. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.